We have a question here. I'm trying to refund the money of those I bought into Onpassive because I want to clear my name, as some have called me a scammer.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
This past Friday, Redfern went to his channel in order to do a question and answer period about Onpassive. Why? I don't know, because no one wants to accept that Onpassive is over, and Red wanted to go live and not answer any questions because he doesn't know anything that's going on. In fact, myself and the recovering Humbot probably know more about what's going on than he does. Nevertheless, Red still took to his channel on Friday to do a question and answer session, and there were a couple of questions that piqued my interest. One of them was sent to me, and well, what I have to say about it might shock you. So don't go anywhere, and let's get into those right now.
We have a question here. I'm trying to refund the money of those I bought into Onpassive because I want to clear my name, as some have called me a scammer. Do you think I am correct to refund people to clear my name? Good question, and the answer to that is no, I don't think you should as well. Everybody who became a founder in Onpassive did so over their own free will.
Now, although Red is correct here, and yes, grown adults joined Onpassive with their own free will, what Red is forgetting is that they were not given the right to make an educated decision because they were lied to about the company and what it would provide for them. And this is a cult, so once you join it, you end up manipulated and under their coercive control. So there is a conversation about how much responsibility you hold as a victim of something like a cult if you were a grown adult and chose to join it. Onpassive also preyed on areas that do not have the same education about these things as we do here in like Canada, you know? So these are all things that you have to keep in mind when talking about the responsibility and who is responsible for somebody joining a cult and when that responsibility ends. And it's hard and it's difficult because it's different for each person. Does that make sense? I just felt like that was important to add here.
And also they, well, how can I put this? Anytime people pay to be in anything, they know the risks that are involved with paying for something.
Oh, so are you admitting that this was risky, Red?
I don't think that you need to, I don't think that clearing or you refunding people would make any difference to what people think of you anyway. As far as you being a scammer is concerned, no, you haven't. You have presented an opportunity to people in good faith to what you know, and they have made a decision again of their own free will to become a founder of this business. If they have decided that the company is not for them and you feel that by refunding them they will think differently of you, then I don't think that goes hand in hand. So do you think I'm correct, or do I think you're correct in refunding these people to clear your name? No, I wouldn't. In all honesty.
Now, when this was sent to me, the person was sending it to me and they were saying, hey, I think it's wrong that Red thinks that this person shouldn't pay them back. But you see, we don't know where Brother Man is in this scam. Brother Man here could be just as much of a victim as the people that they signed up. So should that person then be responsible to pay back the OFounders any money owed? Or should everyone hold Ash Mufara and Muhammad Kamal accountable for the money that's owed to them? Because for all we know, Brother Man is in a similar position as those that they signed up, who they would be paying money out of their own pocket to. I do believe in holding the higher ups in this MLM accountable, those that signed up thousands and thousands of people. But then there are people, like I want to say and hope Brother Man is, who joined this because they genuinely thought it was going to do what Ash promised, and it would help the people that they know. So they signed up their own friends and family. And instead of them being on the hook for that, I would want them and their friends and family to come together and kind of go after Ash for that money instead. Maybe that's just me though. Let me know your thoughts down below. And this is what Red had to say further.
I don't think it'll have any bearing on it at all. And in all honesty, why is it up to you to refund people? You haven't taken their money. You haven't had their money. That money went directly to the company. There was no commissions paid to you for people becoming founders. So you haven't had any of that money. And if they want to try and, or they've all had ample opportunity to get a full refund. If you remember, that was open for many, many years from the company, and they could have gone down that route. So do I think you should do it? No, I don't.
Now, Red starts off by making a good point, but then he brings up the refunds. And if you guys remember, there were lots of people that tried to get refunds, and they were not honored. Oftentimes, those who did have the refund requests honored had to harass the OFounders in order to get their refunds. So if you were a type of person that maybe didn't like confrontation, you probably didn't get one. So I don't think it's fair to say, oh, well, they should have just gotten a refund because, well, some people tried and it was hard and they couldn't.
But it's a good question, and one that I do know other people have asked. So my honest answer to that is I don't think you should. I don't think it may have any bearing on what people think of you. And it's not up to you to do the refund anyway. So I wouldn't do that, in all honesty.
Thank you, Red. Although that doesn't answer any of my questions really about Onpassive. Hopefully you stopped him from paying out of his own pocket, and he and everyone that he knows goes after the actual people that should be paying them that money. On to the next one.
Brotherman's had a question. Being in Onpassive for 5+ years has made me feel like the word soon has lost its meanings.
Oh shit.
Brotherman's had a question. Being in Onpassive for 5+ years has made me feel like the word soon has lost its meanings. I don't know if you feel this way too. Okay, let me explain something about this. And if you were been on the last 2 webinars with our CEO Ashmi Farah, what he was telling us and what he explained made an awful lot of sense to what happened.
I mean, not really, but okay.
And I suppose the backstory to the word soon. Obviously, us, me, Chris Marty, Julie and Jean and all the other people that do webinars and lives across the globe, in whatever country you are in.
Red, everyone except you that you just named there is in the USA. And then you're in the UK. Like, that's 2 countries. You couldn't think of anyone outside of the US?
We can only ever take our information from webinars and what our CEO has said. Excuse me. If you were listening intently, like I do, to our CEO on the last couple of webinars, and I do re-listen.
Oh, we know, Reg. You got to get the notes for the recap.
A few times. He was basically telling us the timeline, story and journey of Onpassive, how he was given information from his tech team of how things were progressing, and they were basically telling him it's going to be ready by this date.
Yeah, and see, I have a problem with that, Red. You see, my problem is that Ashmi Farah didn't actually have a tech team until the year 2023. He was saying, as far back as 2018, that the products were almost completed. In 2020, he said all 50 products were done. He kept telling you even at that time that things would be soon, 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 and there was no tech team. So there was nobody lying to him about when things would be done. So what is his excuse for that time frame? This only flies for 2023 and 2024.
What he did then was he gave them an extended period of time to get things sorted, just in case things didn't work out and they needed more time. And then he came to us on the webinars and he would say, we're expecting this to happen in this date, if you remember, and by here. Or he used to use words like within the spring of this year or the summer of this year, etc. All these sort of things.
This is just an excuse so that Ash Mufareh doesn't have to take accountability for lying to everyone that this damn company would launch soon.
So when we started, or we talked about it after we'd heard from our CEO, we used to say soon, because in the terminology of what our CEO was saying, that was pretty soon. You know, next month or the month after is soon, really, isn't it? You know, it's a short period of time.
If you say so, Red, whatever you need to say to convince yourself that it was okay, that you guys lied to everyone, that's all this is.
And then obviously what happened is that Ash got to the point with a lot of his tech team and some of the products that just wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared to put his stamp on it and sign it off because it wasn't what they said was going to be there.
That didn't seem weird to you, Red? Usually when you continually work on something, it gets done. It doesn't end up being less done than when you started, right?
And so it got delayed. And this is where the word soon starts watering down, isn't it? Because we were told soon and soon hasn't happened. It's become long, not soon. And over the years, like yourself, Brotherman, you know, I've been here for longer than 5 years, you have, but over the period of time, wherever it may be, we've stopped using it, or I certainly have stopped using the word soon, because it becomes a word that doesn't relate to the time period of what you're trying to imply.
Red admits that Onpassive has made it so that the word soon has lost all meaning.
So we try not, or I certainly try not to use that word anymore, because it has no relevance to what is happening.
Because it's not going to ever be soon, right, Red?
As far as I'm concerned now, I'd rather steer away from geeing people up thinking something's going to happen in a short period of time. I'd rather actions speak louder than words.
Sorry, this is just too funny. That expression doesn't even go here.
You know, that is exactly where we want to be now moving forward. It's ready. Go and have a look. There it is. That's what it's called. Fill your boots. That's what it is. Do I feel the same way about that? I feel it's lost that impact terminology within this business. Yes.
When Red said, I think it's lost the impact, I couldn't help but think immediately in my mind, oh, you mean that you can't emotionally manipulate people to get excited anymore when you tell them it's coming soon, Red? Wow, what a shame.
But I don't think it is a word that we need to disregard altogether. I think it will come back again now.
Don't worry, everyone. The meaning for the word soon will return to Onpassive once again. Make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss it when it happens. It's going to be massive.
But I also believe that in the next phase...
What next phase, Red?
We won't need to utilize that word like we did before. Why? Because our CEO is going to make sure that when we've got number 20 ready, he'll be talking about number 15. So we're always going to be in a position where we are being shown something that has been ready for a while and they're already at 20 rather than the one we're looking at brand new at 15, if that makes sense.
The concept does, but the way that you all explain it is horrible. And also, this is just usually the way that a business works. You guys are acting like this is some crazy, amazing idea that Ash came out with to not show his hand. Did you ever wonder where that expression came from and what it meant? Did you think it only had to do with cards?
So, do I feel that it's changed its impact? Yes, I do, because it's lost its importance.
Onpassive, where the meaning of words go to die. And so does everything else, really.
And also believe it's a word that we won't be using in the future because there'll be no need for it. So we won't have to. Good question again. Thank you so much.
Oh, and thank you, Red. That was a hoot. I just wanted to show you guys that amazing question and answer session. For the rest of it, Red just fumbled around trying to answer questions by just repeating what Ash said on the last 2 webinars whenever he could remember it, or he just told them, I don't know. We'll find out soon, which was very helpful, I'm sure. Let me know all your thoughts about this down below. Do you think that Onpassive made it so that the word soon has no more meaning? Do you think that OFounders should have to pay back the money that other OFounders paid in to join? Let me know all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all really soon with another one. Stay skeptical and stay safe. I love all your faces. Bye!
I want to clear my name, as some have called me a scammer. Being on Passive for 5+ years has made me feel like the word soon has lost its meaning.
Soon.
Queen of Karma.